Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Super Nintendo. Sorry for the smaller shirt, I guess. I apparently don't have any of my bigger ones in that are clean right now. But today's video is going to be a first reaction of Black Clover. So, unlike every other first reaction I've done so far, this is one that I have actually watched before, back when it first came out. So basically the story is, well, Naruto. If you know Naruto, you know the story. You get a down on his luck, pathetic loser who shouts a lot about wanting to be the greatest of his field, and in Naruto it was ninja, and yes, the plural of ninja is ninja, not ninjas. Just that is one of my pet peeves with that word. But for here, Hasta, the main character, wants to be the Wizard King. And that's basically it. Like, if you know the story of Naruto, you know the story. Hasta wants to become the Wizard King, and by golly will he do anything to do it. Including training really hard, and shouting like a jackass, and that's about it. So, I watched 5 episodes for this show. Episode 1 is basically just, hey, we are going to introduce you to this world. We're going to have 2 orphan babies, Hasta and Yuno. And they're going to establish the personalities between them. Hasta is just Naruto, and Yuno is a little bit less of a douche Sasuke. Yeah. And establish that Hasta has no magical power whatsoever, because of course, you know. Establish that everybody laughs at him because of the fact that he is a magicless worm character. Yeah, everybody in this, they go to some thing to get their grimoires. And, by the way, just a little bit of a pet peeve with me is, I can't stand it when I hear certain words pronounced in different ways. Like, it's not with every word, but, I don't know, the way they say grimoire in the show, the grimoire in the show is Grimoire. It's like Grimoire. Like, they put the emphasis on the war part, and it's, I don't know, it just sounds so stupid to me. It sounds so stupid and wrong to me. But you know, that's just a word pronunciation. Episode 1 ends with some douchebag person trying to take Yuno's 4-leaf clover charm, which of course, because he's the typical anime rival, is the best one of all. But then Hasta gets his own grimoire that is arguably even better, because it is a giant black sword that seems to be able to neutralize magic. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit with that, but really? You couldn't give him something that's a little less played out? But, of course, episode 2 pretty much continues off from the last one and shows more of their backstory when they were young kids, and then sets them off on their journey. Oh wait, no, that doesn't even happen until like episode 3 or something. But Yeah, that is like episode 2 is them training, and then they go off on their thing. And then episode 4 is them arriving in this town to take the wizard exam thing to go into a squad. And it pretty much just is like a bunch of little tests to see. And of course, Hasta fails every single one of them except for the combat test, because we've got to establish again that he is a down on his luck loser. And episode 5 is continuing from there and establishing that Hasta is going to the Black Bulls, which anyone with eyes can see from the opening. I mean, I know that's kind of like, yeah, really? We can tell that the, openings spoil shit all the time, but I'm really not interested in this fucking show. Alright, so, let me start off with the positives, because I'm a very positive individual. Just look at my hat. It has the positive symbol just right here. Alright, so the character designs look striking. Yeah. The music is fairly good. I like the opening theme. I've heard some of the later opening themes. They sound pretty good. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, let me get into the bad. This show is very clearly poorly animated. But unlike Dragon Ball Super, they have a few things of note. In terms of, like, the, how they disguise the animation. This show does a better job of disguising its bad animation, really well, actually, to a point where I can actually see people arguing that this show is, actually pretty well animated. One thing I'm not a fan of is the little thing under the little neck that they have, where, they have, this line under the neck, and then they have a bunch of other lines going down it. That's an effect in manga to kind of give the effect of, shadows, But that doesn't really work in animation. It just... Sorry, I just heard some thunder out there. That doesn't really work in animation. Giving off that effect, having all the characters like that at all times, especially when those little patches are not actually colored any darker than, their face, is really distracting. I really fucking hate the main character, because, let me just get this out of the way. I hate Naruto as a character. I don't mind Naruto the series, at least, the first one, but I hate Naruto as a character. I hate the sympathetic loser character who is he is supposed to be the underdog, and he is, and to compensate for, his lack of whatever, he's always shouting like a jackass about how he's gonna be the greatest whatever in their universe. Yeah, I don't like that character, honestly. I really don't. Especially in the case of Naruto, where it's clear that he's set up to be an underdog. But he's really not when you look at his accomplishments. At the end of episode 1, he steals a legendary scroll and learns a forbidden technique that was put there by, what was it, the second Hokage? And each one of the skills in the scroll are supposed to be so legendary and dangerous and whatever that no common folk should be able to master it. But this little twerp learns one skill and it becomes his signature move from that scroll. And really, like, how can you say he's an underdog when he does this in episode 1? And then he defeats a Jonin at the end of episode 1. And Jonin are supposed to be, like, one of the highest ranking ninja in their world. So, yeah, no, he is not a fucking underdog. Even if the series keeps treating him like one. And Hasta is the same fucking deal. You know, Hasta he has no magical power whatsoever. Keep that in mind because I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But he has this sword that neutralizes magic. And as they hammer into your head at the end of just episode 1, let alone episode 5, magic in this world is everything. So Hasta is pretty much a one-trick pony with a one-shot move. So, I mean, like, physically there are characters stronger than he is, but not a whole lot from what we've seen. I mean, the fact that he can't use magic is kind of a handicap, but oh, he's just such an underdog. I hate Yuno, because he's just Sasuke, you know. I don't like Sasuke as a character. Particularly in the first series, because he's just a stoic, badass character, and he's out for blood for reasons that you'll discover later, and he is a chick magnet, and he does everything correctly, and Yuno is the same fucking deal. Yuno is stoic, pissed off constantly, well, not pissed off, but he looks like that, like this, just. So he looks like that. He's apparently a prodigy or whatever. Such a prodigy, in fact, he gets the 4-leaf clover Grimoire, and I hate the characters in this fucking show. I really do. Alright, to talk about other characters, I'm gonna have to get into one of the things I keep mentioning, but I'm gonna get to it. Okay, so every fucking character in this series is unlikable. Every single one of them. Because, like, in Naruto, I know I keep comparing this show to Naruto, but it's the same fucking show. Just one with ninja and one with, wizards. In Naruto, when characters made fun of Naruto for not being talented at being a ninja, it did still kind of come off as being mean, but Naruto, in their world, being a ninja is not everything. You can still get a job somewhere else without having to be a ninja. Like, there are flower people, and, Naruto might be able to study and become a scientist in the world or something, and maybe get their freaking technology to be consistent. Oh yeah, that's something I hate about Naruto too. But, in this show, Hasta has 0 magical power. In a world where magic is everything, where every character has some degree of magical power, even if they can't use it properly, they at least still have it. So when every character laughs at him for even attempting to be a wizard, let alone the Wizard King, it doesn't come off as the typical, haha, your dreams are stupid because you're an underdog and whatever, like, why don't you go do something else? They outright state in episode 1 that he would be lucky to get a job because of the fact that he has no magical power. So this is essentially laughing at a quadriplegic. Someone who, for those who don't know what it is, just to get out of the way, someone who cannot move their arms, legs, or lower body, or like anything from the neck down, pretty much, for wanting to be a football player or or an astronaut or something. Yeah, doesn't that kind of seem, I don't know, a little mean and a little douchebaggery on every fucking character's part? Yeah, kind of does, doesn't it? But of course, because he's just so tenacious and never giving up and weird, he gets a spot in the little magic thing in the black bowls because Piccolo All Might Chris Sabbath is just like, he's like, I'm gonna be the Wizard King, even if I might stumble. I'm never gonna be giving up on my dreams. I like it, kid. Come join my group. Oh, and by the way, the Black Bulls are apparently the worst, according to him, according to Chris Sabbath's character. So, yeah, I can't stand the characters. I can't stand any of these fucking douchebags. I keep hearing that the show gets better as it goes along, but by episode 5, you should have something that hooks the viewer enough to want to keep watching. Whether it's your main character being likable enough, or something else to the effect, or your story. I can confidently say after 5 episodes that I do not want to continue this show. And I did mention that I saw this show once before. I watched to about episode 15 and on my first viewing, and I just couldn't take it anymore. Nothing happens in this fucking show, at least by that point. You know, they introduce a little pigtail girl who is the sister or daughter or something of one of the big noble groups, but she has like really strong water magic power, and but she's cast out because she can't control it. Isn't she supposed to be like 14? So not only do you have puberty issues going on top of just off the bat, but you also have a girl with very potent, powerful water magic that is just cast out because, oh, you can't control it. Kind of going a lot with that notion I said before about how every character in the series is fucking unlikable. And Noel, I think is the name of this girl, is not only just a tsundere, so she is just, oh, you're a oh, I hate you because I'm just a stuck-up bitch, and it turns out that I can't do shit because I can't control my own magic. It's treated as though she and Hasta are very similar, being underdogs, when no, that can't be further from the truth. And it's just, the series clearly doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be. I mean, I know it wants to be Naruto, but even Naruto did this shit better. You know? This series took 5 episodes to do something that most other series, particularly Naruto, did in its first 3. Identify its main characters, get them to start their journey, roughly, and then set them off on their journey. Yeah. I mean, like Naruto, they had their whole thing of like, oh, we're gonna do like a little ninja exam, and then we're gonna have a few episodes of just little filler stories. But you know, at least those filler stories were somewhat entertaining. You know, and it helped to build the world and show us more of these characters. Like, you know, it's just, yeah, I can't fucking stand this show. I do not recommend it. I will not be watching anymore. And, yeah, that has been my video. So, next time on First Reaction, I think I might take a look at that Dr. Stone show, because I hear that's getting pretty good buzz around the beehive, as it were, you know. So, I'll see you guys then.